Hey everyone, so it is Friday afternoon, almost evening, and it is day 15 I think of the vlog. So heading into the weekend, another super crazy day. All of today was catching up. So at the moment I am literally running the charity and running the commercial side of the company as well. And so I'm kind of juggling two quite big roles in the space of about 40 hours a week. I try not to let my work spill into lots of late nights, and I try not to let my work spill into my weekends. And really, weekends are totally the exception. So if I'm working on a weekend, it really has to be something that really matters. And so today was all about catch-up day. So it was about, we'd had meetings last week that I needed to action things on and send out application forms for funding to people who were going to be running projects. I needed to find out some deadlines on some commercial work. And so it was scramble and get loads and loads of stuff done. But here's the thing. Here is one of my massive biggest tips that I can give you as someone who's been a serial entrepreneur. So someone who at one point had 10 companies, small businesses, 10 of them running side by side. One of my biggest tips about productivity is learning when you're at your best and learning when you need to take a break and learning where to work and when to work. So I always say that when you're an entrepreneur, the whole point of being in business for yourself is so that you have control. And yet, so many entrepreneurs treat the 9 to 5 treat their businesses like a 9 to 5. And some treat it like a 24/7. So some entrepreneurs work every hour God sends and then wonder why they burn out. And then others kind of think like they have to be in the office at 8 in the morning and they have to be finished at 5 in the evening. And it's all a bit bizarre to me because from the time I first started in business, the one thing that I was absolutely adamant about was that I'd work when I wanted and how I wanted with who I wanted. Because surely that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about the freedom. It's about making the choices to do what you want when you want to do it and getting the results you want. So if you don't want to make millions and you're quite happy just having a lifestyle business, work when you want. But my biggest tip for anybody in business or anybody trying to manage lots of functions within an organisation is when you're at your most productive, get stuff done. And when you just can't make it happen, stick with things that are just easier to do or just take time out altogether. So I was working from home sort of lunchtime and I really just wasn't getting a lot of stuff done. I was finding that I was back and forth between lots of different things. So I headed off to the local coffee shop with a to-do list and I sat there. I ordered 2 cappuccinos, one when I got there and one for when I was halfway through getting my work done. And I literally sat there and I drank cappuccino and I worked right the way through my to-do list. So I'm someone who has always functioned on lists. I have a strategy list, so I plan my month out and then I break it down into weeks and days and hours and gosh, I even schedule in my diary set amounts of time for admin, set amount of times for catching up on emails, and I've always got a zero inbox by the end of Friday. I always have everything in my inbox seen to, and that's because I dedicate time to it. I don't just wing it in business. So I have, since January, because I knew I had so much on my plate with running the company and running the charity until we are in a financial position to be able to bring in other people, which we're slowly doing now. We're getting other people on board to do lots of different bits and pieces, and I couldn't do half of what I do without my PA. Who is amazing. But other than that, what I did from January, I decided to implement a deadline diary. So if I go in my bag, hang on. All right, so if I show you, I have a deadline diary. So it's a 5-year diary, but I can't see me using it past the end of this year because it's the kind of thing that I write loads of information over. So like for instance, on the 25th of January, which is literally next week, I think, I have 3 deadlines in one day. So when you're working on funding applications and commercial work and things like that, if you miss the deadline, you miss the opportunity to earn the income. It's not like you can just schedule, you know, oh, well, I'll send you that by the weekend and then you can sign it off kind of thing. You have to meet the deadlines. So I created a deadline diary so that every Friday I could see what was coming up the following week, so I could plan my diary accordingly. So my diary is on my phone, which I can't show you because I'm recording on it, but my diary is on my phone, and my diary on my phone has my admin tasks and all of scheduled in, all the bits and pieces that I have to do in the week, the basic tasks that any business owner or organisation CEO has to get done in a week. Any meetings then get scheduled in, so I can schedule in my regular meetings, things like my panel meetings, trustee meetings, staff meetings, those kind of things. And then I can see where the gaps are. So I can either dedicate the time to getting applications done or speaking to project managers on funded projects and getting, you know, off them the work that they are doing. Or I can then book in appointments with people that I need to see. So it makes me super duper productive, which allows me to probably work most days 9:30 till about 3:34 on set tasks. And then I've got this, which is actually, it's a cover with a zipped pocket on the back, and I picked this up in like TK Maxx, and then it's a notebook. So I can change the notebook once it's full, but that is where I put absolutely everything from any meetings I ever go to, and then when I've got my admin time, I refer to it to pick everything up, so I'm never forgetting stuff that I need to do. So I like to work with paper and pen, even though I struggle with my my hands and my grip and things. When I'm using technology, I do use voice recognition app, but I like to work with paper and pen. So I like my books and I like my diaries. But that is how I stay super duper productive. And, you know, when I want to do the creative stuff, I tend to do that in the night and in the evenings, and can work from bed or work from the sofa, because that tends to be me just making notes and putting ideas down. But the stuff that I have to get done, I will schedule into usually between about 9:30 and 3:34 in the afternoon, so that, you know, everything else can just fit around that really, and I get a lot of downtime then, so I'm not working stupid hours trying to achieve amazing goals. So there's my tip. Day 15, how to be the most productive you can be. Two things really. Work when you feel really productive, work that to-do list to death, get it all smashed through. When you're not productive, take time out and schedule yourself so that you get everything done in a working week to give you the time that you need then to chill out and switch off, because being in business is flipping really hard work, and sometimes you just need the down tools. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll speak to you Monday.